Good morning, Central Lee Elementary. Mrs. Fugger here. It's Scoreboard Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Today for lunch, you'll be having pizza crunchers with green beans, fresh broccoli, peaches, fruit choice, and a brownie. We do not have any birthdays listed in our student body or staff body today, but I do want to give a little bit of an update about couple procedures in our building that I want to make sure I get out right away before I talk about our scoreboard. When kiddos come into breakfast, if you are a load and go student or if you come off the bus and eat breakfast, of course you go first thing and eat breakfast when it's available. But those of you that get dropped off and sit in the elementary gym, they're going to be working on having you sit by grade level so that they can dismiss you a little more orderly. So please listen to the adults that are supporting you and supervising and listen to anything they say and adjust to any of those changes so that they can make that the best most organized way possible to help keep you organized in there, but also when it's time to release, that can happen in an orderly fashion. They're working on that and using their genius. Be respectful, boys and girls. Got it? All right. Also, load and go at the end of the day. If you are in preschool, kindergarten, first, second, third, and fourth, you are never allowed to exit the building via the commons and the main doors. You are to go through load and go. Students in the elementary school are not allowed to bypass load and go. That is a safety procedure for our building. So if you've been sneaking out down the commons and going out, even if your parents have told you to do so, that is not allowed. That's not our procedure. So preschool, kindergarten, first, second, third, and fourth, our elementary students must go to load and go in the cafeteria side of the gym and be called out when your parents have either come for you or they hear you called through the walkie-talkies. That is important and that is being respectful. If you are attempting to bypass that, you are not following the rules of our school. So let's make sure we're following the rules, making good choices as part of our being a high five hawk, right? What are those high five hawk things? It says to herself, I will give it my all, make good choices, follow directions, and be kind. That's how I earn a high five. Now, you may notice I'm alone today. I had to film this earlier because we have a board meeting this morning, so I'm missing my friends that are usually here, dropped off early, but next week we'll be back to it. And I forgot to do this last week, so we keep moving up the wall. I'm going to turn us around on our office referral tracking we've been doing all year. And boys and girls, we may not have done quite as well as this 99% last week, but I'll take it. 98%. Only 13 kiddos in the whole building needed to come for a redirection, and only 3 of those students came back for a second time. Boys and girls, that's some good data we'll take this time of year, and I will get to put this up here in just a little bit. It's almost getting too tall for me. I'm going to have to start getting my step ladder. Boys and girls, I appreciate you being high five hawks. That's a piece of evidence showing that you are collectively working on that and that the students that are getting the redirections in the office are learning from those things and making sure that they're not happening over and over and over again. All right, I want to share with you the scoreboard. Thank you for all of your scorecards. There they are, looking so beautiful and have some great data on them overall. So here we go, kindergarten. This last week, you met your lead measures in academics and leadership with a 96, 99, and 99. Oh yeah, almost perfect. Good job, kindergarten. Way to keep working hard, staying focused on first things first. First grade, 90%, 87, and 90. Remember, in our reading and math, we're hoping to see that we have 85% of students making their lead measures. So if it's above 85, that's a yes. So good job. Now, sometimes we dip a little bit below that, which we'll see in a minute. Second grade, we had 94% and 97% in reading and math, and then a 98% in our leadership. Now, the leadership column, we're looking for 90% or above. So way to go. Good job on that. Now, third graders, this is a shout out to you this week, but kind of a let's go. Here we go. Reading and math, reading was just a titch below. Passing enough reading lessons, and math was just a titch above. So you did make it, and you'll see in a minute how that affects our entire building. But we need to see those up. Your grade level peers are doing a little higher than that, so let's see what we can do. And I know we get busy with things going on. We're getting social. We're in that upper elementary feeling, but we need to stay focused on these. And leadership was an 89%. So didn't make it in 2 of the areas. Let's see if we can pump those up next week, third grade, all right? And in fourth fourth grade. Reading 91%, so you barely made that. Let's keep working. Math had a dip, but still above at 87% and 94% in leadership. It happens. The reason we do this scoreboard is so we can have conversations of reminders of saying, all right, we've got to stay focused on first things first. We need to maybe adjust, look at the students in our class that maybe are struggling a little bit, and maybe we can help through being strong teammates and classmates of saying, hey, focus on your lesson instead of maybe playing that math game on that iPad. Make sure we're doing the things we need to do to hit our goals first, and then we can do those other things. All right, but you know what? We all worked together as a school, and we still made our goals all the way across, and it was an increase from last week, so good job. 91%, that's a yes. 91% a yes in reading and math, and leadership a 94%. We did only have 4 days of school last week too, so I know that impacts these numbers. It's just something we keep focused on, keep working hard, boys and girls. We're still glowing up green as this year's gone by. This was during our diagnostic window, and this was during our diagnostic window. So you know what? I think we have done a phenomenal job. Keep up the good work. Those lessons are just a component of helping you be successful here at school and learning and growing so that you're ready to take the end of the year diagnostic and see that growth. That's our lag measure. We want to see that students have made typical growth and stretch growth. And also we want to make sure the third and fourth graders that are going to take ISASP, that's another piece of all the learning we do with our teachers that is supporting those skills that are building. So keep up the good work, keep working hard. I'm going to let you do the Pledge of Allegiance today. Because I don't have my friends or my flag with me, I'm going to have you do the Pledge of Allegiance as a class. Make today fantastic. It's up to you. Change starts with me.